Hey, are you having trouble pricing your crochet products? This is one of those issues that so many product sellers have. Pattern sellers do as well, but I've addressed that in a different video. We're going to talk today about pricing crochet so that you make a profit, but you're also not underpricing or overpricing your products in the eyes of your customers. So, forgive me, I'm out of breath. I just ran outside to tell Kevin I'm starting my video. And I yelled and yelled and I couldn't find him. So he is out there somewhere in the yard and he may or may not come in. So anyway, thanks for your patience. Welcome to Crochet Business Chat. My name is Pam Grice. I am your crochet business coach and I'm so glad that you're here. If you don't already know me, I am on a mission to help 100,000 women find personal and financial freedom through crochet. So that's why we're here today. One more step towards that goal. And good morning. I'm so happy that you're here. For those who are watching the replay, please let us know by using hashtag replay. And for those who are here live, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. It's Monday morning. Let's get excited. I don't know if you can see my eyes. I'm so tired today. But I'm wearing my Will Crochet for Money shirt, which will get me pumped for the day. Those of you that are joining us live again, let me know, do you sell physical products? And how long have you been selling physical products? I would love to know. And we're basically going to dive in. I don't want this to get too long, but I want it to be packed with value. So stay till the end. I'm going to share with you a little walkthrough of a calculator that I created for you where you can simply plug in your numbers and it will tell you a suggested wholesale price, a suggested retail price, how to manipulate that. And also it gives you a graph telling you exactly how much profit you're making. So I feel like it's super helpful if you're a visual kind of person, or if you're a I don't want to do math kind of person, you'll find it super helpful. You can find a link to that down below if you want to go ahead and request it right now. It's called the Handmade Product Pricing Calculator. And that's that. All right, that was a quick beginning. Oh, before we get too far, if you really want to grow your crochet business and be sure that you don't miss any of my tips, be sure to click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I go live. I do go live, or every time I upload a video. I do go live Monday mornings. I also am uploading some things periodically throughout the week. Once I start my podcast, that will be uploaded as well. Not start, resume my podcast. But today, again, we're talking about pricing crochet products. So you might be asking, why this topic today? Well, I am going to share this little video with you that I posted on Instagram. Let me get rid of this. I posted on Instagram and I posted on TikTok, and it has had like 50,000 views between those two platforms and so many comments. And I've gotten over 1,000 new followers and over 1,000 new subscribers to my email list from this one 15-second video. And that told me people want help with pricing. So here, bad crochet business advice. Charge 3 times your supplies. Don't do that. There's no better way to sabotage your crochet business than charging 3 times your supplies. There's a better way. All right, that was the video. I'm sorry I talked over it because I couldn't hear it, and that's because I don't have speakers on my computer. You guys, it's one of those days. But don't think that I'm a total nutcase. I do have a really great pricing strategy for you, and I'm just going to get into it. Like I said, I don't want to take too much time because I want to take your questions afterwards. So let us start with this. Why is it not showing? Oh, because I'm here. So maybe if I do this. Oh, I didn't plan ahead. If I do this, Okay, I'm going to come back. Well, I'm really sad that you can't see that. I think I'm going to have to find another way to show you those slides, which means I need to get my Canva up. Thank you so much for your patience. It's just going to take me just a second or two. I'm going to get this presentation up so that I can share it with you. What I was saying when I was over there silent, you can hear me now though, right? You can hear me now? Oh no. Okay, but you can hear me now. Yes. I feel like I should just start over. All right, I'm going to share the slides with you in just a second, but I was telling you this whole day started off with, so the first thing I do is I get up, I get dressed, I go let the chickens out. And I went to let the chickens out this morning and twisted my ankle. I have very fragile ankles. I twisted my ankle. I took like 8 giant steps while I was falling forward like this, and then fell just like that on the ground in the snow, face first. And I ripped off the tip of my finger. I smashed my hand. And so the whole rest of the day is just kind of going that way. And today's the beginning of a launch. Things always go wrong on launch days. And so I'm just trying to go with the flow. And that's the way it's going to be. So anyway, I'm going to go over to, I'm going to share my screen with you and go to this presentation, which is, it's going to look really weird, and then I'll get to the right place for you. Okay, here we are. And I will do that. Now we can see it better. Okay, now we're good. Pricing crochet can be easy. I know it doesn't feel easy. It feels like something that's hard and complicated, and it feels like it's an art, but it's really a science. So let's take a look at the way that people do price things conventionally, and then we're going to talk about a better way. So these are the common strategies that are used in the handmade world. So the first is what I call the ridiculous method. Don't do this. So the ridiculous method is 3 times supplies, which, depending on what you're making, it's kind of a huge slap in the face to makers, saying that your time doesn't matter. Like, we're just going to pull this random. Why not 4 times supplies? Why not 10 times supplies? I don't know. Someone just came out and said 3 times supplies. I don't like it, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, next, the conventional method is supplies plus your hourly wage, which would be your wage times how long it takes. So maybe something costs $3, takes an hour to make, and you pay yourself $12 an hour. Or you have to think about, what would I pay a contractor? So I would pay the contractor $12 an hour. So that's the hourly wage, and that equals your wholesale amount, which is ridiculous. Anyway, it's also ridiculous. And then times 2 would be retail. And this is a super common strategy that's used throughout the handmade world. However, this doesn't take into account your regular business expenses. How are you going to pay for your website? How are you going to pay for your internet? How are you going to pay for your shipping supplies or your product tags? Well, those would go into supplies. But anyway, when you're selling wholesale, this doesn't give you any profit whatsoever. And then times 2 retail. Why? I don't know. It's just a number. And then there's this profit-minded method that I've seen also that does take into account supplies, which is great. It takes into account your hourly wage and how long it takes to make the thing, which is great. It does take into business expenses, which is great. It does add a profit margin for you, which is great. And then that creates wholesale. And then times 2 equals retail, which, again, that times 2 can really mess things up. So basing your retail off of your wholesale price just confuses things. So we're going to do it a different way. So let me first tell you why this doesn't work. So if you use these three methods, you can see the discrepancy in pricing that you come up with. So if we're making a winter hat, this number here is how much the supplies cost. Oh, I'm sorry. This number here is how much the supplies cost. Okay. So in this method, supplies times 3 equals $9. So they're saying if you're going to sell this product, you should charge $9 for this winter hat. The conventional method, which would be your supplies plus your wages, right? So your supplies plus your $12 an hour for a 1 hour product says you should sell this hat wholesale for $15 and you should sell it retail for $30. That actually sounds like, okay, well that comes out pretty good, but it still doesn't take into account that there's no profit for you to pay your debts in your business or to increase the investment you could make in your business and have some profits for yourself. So this method doesn't work. As much as it looks like the pricing comes out great, it still doesn't work. And then the profit-minded method, we have our $3 for supplies, our $12 for wages, and our $3 in business expenses. This should be a 2. Sorry about that. So we times that by a 50% markup, and we get $27, and then we multiply that by 2 and we get $57. So it's saying we should sell wholesale for $27 and we should sell retail for $57. Now that just doesn't feel like it would work, does it? And all of these methods are given to handmade sellers with no reasoning behind them, and they're so diverse. They just come up with all of these different random numbers. And we're going to take a look at one other product we might do this with. So here's a beach cover-up. Beach cover-ups and blankets, they kind of are similar. Maybe the price you would pay for supplies is a little bit different. But here with the ridiculous method, we have $8 in supplies. So this would probably be cotton, that you're using. $8 in supplies times 3 is $24 for your beach cover-up. Isn't that awesome? Okay. The conventional method, you have your supplies, you have your 4 hours. So you're going to charge $56 for 4 hours of work on this beach cover-up, which means you get 0 profits. Okay, you multiply that by 2 to get your retail price of $112. Okay. And that sounds like okay, All right, and then the profit-minded method is your $8, your $12 an hour for 4 hours. Again, this should be a 2. Sorry, I made a mistake. This math probably comes out right, though, so I apologize. 1.5 markup for $88 wholesale, and then times 2 is $177 retail. So again, huge difference. $24 to $177 for your retail price for this beach cover-up. Again, wide range of prices. So this is the balance method that I prefer to use when determining how much money I'm going to be charging for my products. So similarly to those other ones, it does include a markup, but it doesn't have your retail price based on your wholesale price. So we have our supplies, our hourly rate times time, our business expenses. I just put 2 in there. It's really hard to determine what your business expenses are. And the more variety of income streams you have in your business, the less this becomes really important. But I do think you need to build in some of your business expenses into your products. And that would be like your website or your booths for craft fairs, your supplies to set up your craft fairs, those kinds of things. And then for wholesale, I use a markup of 30% because I want to make a profit above and beyond what I'm making in my hourly rate. I want to make a profit that I can reinvest in my business to grow my business and then also to pay myself. So for wholesale, that markup is 30%. I never want to go below a 30% markup. It just doesn't make it worth it in my business to do the work if I don't have a 30% markup. And that's my philosophy. Okay, and then for retail, I use a 75% markup. So again, same formula until we get to the markup, which is 75%, and that gives us the retail price. Now, some people would use a 100% markup here, and that more closely resembles the conventional pricing strategy. Or no, that more closely looks like the wholesale pricing strategy, but it's a little bit more rational. Okay, let me show you what this looks like in real life. And I know this is complicated. Again, I have a calculator for you where you can simply plug in the numbers. So don't worry about remembering this or screenshotting this or anything. Okay, here's with those previous products, this is what that looks like. So with our winter hat, we have our $3 price, our $12 for 1 hour, our business expenses times 30% markup gives us $22. So now we can buy more yarn to make another hat. We get to pay ourselves $12 an hour or pay a contractor $12 an hour. We have our business expenses to make up for the things that we put into our business to make it possible to sell this. And then we come out on top with a 30% profit margin that we can then reinvest in our business, pay ourselves a business owner's fee, all of those kinds of things. So we still get paid with our wholesale price, and then we get paid even more with our retail price. So this looks all the same, and then our markup is $175. This is what I use. In the calculator, you get to say what you want your markup to be. If you're fine with a 20% markup, then use that. If you're fine with a 50% markup, use that. Whatever you want to do. This gives you a baseline suggested wholesale and retail price. All right, now let's look at our beach cover-up. So the beach cover-up, we have the same formula, 30%. We have a $75 wholesale. We get paid, we get profit, yay. And we have a $101.50 retail. Again, we would probably round this up or down, however we want. But in this way, we get paid, like I said, we get paid both a wage, or we can pay someone else a wage, but we also make a profit for our business. And this is the way you run a business that makes you profits and gives you the opportunity to grow over time. So you can click the link below in the description to get my proven product pricing calculator. And the next thing I want to do is to share that calculator with you and show you exactly how it works. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and come back here. Hi. All right. Share. There it is. Okay, can you see this handmade product pricing calculator? Let me know if you see it. I'm going to come back and answer your questions. I see this one about 50% for wholesale. I'm going to come back and address that in just a moment. Let me know if you can see the handmade product pricing calculator. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So when you download this, basically it's an Excel spreadsheet, and the instructions are right here. So if you don't have to remember what I'm telling you right now, but the instructions are here, and anything that is this light blue color is where you're going to enter some information. So basically the first thing you do is say, what am I charging per hour, or what am I paying my contractors per hour? So here I'm going to put $12. And just let these values calculate on their own. Just don't mind anything that's in gray, just let it calculate on its own. So your desired wholesale markup. So in this case, we're going with 30%. And your desired retail markup, in this case, we're going with 75%. All right, so you can see those numbers there. Then we come over here and we enter what is our supplies cost. In this case, if we're talking about a hat, maybe it's $4. The hat, because we are wise product sellers, we choose products that are really quick to make so that we can actually make a profit. So in this case, the hat takes us 45 minutes to create. We add on just this general $2 per product business expense. And you can see it calculates here your suggested wholesale price and your suggested retail price. But you're going to have to decide what you're actually going to charge. So your wholesale price, you can say, okay, $19.50. I'm going to charge $20. And my retail price, I'm going to charge $26. So there I go. That's my numbers. And then you can pop over here and see what the breakdown of profit is going to look like. So we have our $4 for supplies, our $9 for a wage, our $2 for expenses, and then here's our profit. The red shows us wholesale. I would make a $5 profit on each item. And the blue shows us I'll make an $11 profit on each item. So that's a nice little payment for each item that you're selling. And down here you can see again to calculate no wholesale. So sometimes, and I do this a lot with my products, I say, I'm never going to sell this wholesale. And based on these calculations, my retail price is coming out way more than what I would want it to look. So then I just pick a number. Well, the calculator picks a number that's like halfway between these two numbers. So in this case, it's 23. So I can type in here, $23 is what I would charge for my retail rather than 26, and it tells me my profits are $8. So in this way, you can you're really informed about exactly how much money you're making in your business. It's not a mystery. There's no question. If someone asks you, like, what's your profit margin on your products, you can tell them it's 75%. And that's the way it is. Okay, so that is the product pricing calculator. You can see how easy it is. Just with your next product, you go ahead and fill in these blue items. And again, it populates for you over here. I see Nicole said 30% would be 0.3. It would be, but for the calculation purposes, we are marking up. So it's the price of it's the base price plus the 30%. So it's 1, which is those calculations before that, and then the 30% on top of that. So that's why it's 1.3. And then this 75% comes out to 1.75 in order to get the math right. Otherwise, we're dividing our base price rather than increasing it. We're decreasing it by 70%. So anyway, there's your calculator. Again, all you have to do is request it from the link below. I'm going to stop sharing and come back. Hi. All right. I'm trying to see all of the comments, but I'm just going to scroll down. I'm going to answer your comments real quick, and I'm going to let you go back to work. All right. I sell physical products and have been selling for 2 months. Yay. Physical products since October, 2 years. Awesome. So any of you that are in CBA, all of this information is inside your Mastering Craft Fairs course. So if you want the product calculator, it's already in there. You just go to your Mastering Craft Fairs course, or you can go to the course index and type in pricing calculator. It'll take you to the CBA resources, and you can just click on pricing calculator and download it there. So I'm sorry for the technical issues this morning. It's just been kind of crazy. And the no sound and it's been okay. Let me keep scrolling. Questions. I feel most insecure about pricing because I know my worth and price my products accordingly, but so many people undersell themselves and hardly make a profit, and those people are my competition. As a new shop owner, it's very difficult to navigate. So don't look at those people as your competition. They are selling to someone else. So it's just like Macy's and Walmart. They're selling similar products. One is probably less than half the price of the other, but we know that I'm going to get a better product if I purchase from the higher price store than if I purchase from the lower price store. So it's all about perceived value, actual value, and how much the business owner is getting paid. And so you create a brand that is desirable and speaks to the people who are willing to pay more, those Macy's shopper or the Nordstrom shoppers or the anthropology shoppers, those people who are willing to pay more for products because they know the quality. And then just ignore those other people because they aren't. They have nothing to do with your business. They are just over there doing something different. I always struggle with this because buyers don't realize the work that is put into each piece, right? And that is, as business owners, it's our job to educate our customers. And it could be in a really fun way, like using TikTok or using Instagram Reels to show them the work that goes into the product. When I go to craft fairs, I keep an iPad up with a behind the scenes showing me making products, showing kind of the process of designing, showing some of the media attention I've received, so that it tells them, it increases the perceived value without me having to tell them why my prices are what my prices are. So think of ways that you can help your customer understand the value of your products without you having to go into it. What's the difference between wholesale and retail? Wholesale would mean you're selling to someone who is then going to sell it in their boutique or their shop. So they're paying a lower price so that they can then add their own profit margin to the products. So I know someone had asked about this typical 50%, stores want 50% markup, and my answer to that is like, that's great for people who are making their products in sweatshops or by slave labor. It's not great for people who are making products by hand. And so again, we're owning our worth and we're saying, I'm not marking my prices lower. I'm not. And so I always tell my wholesale distributors that I will take, like I'm not giving them a 50% downsell on my stuff. So it's totally up to you. If you're willing to give up that much money, then you're willing to give up that much money. I'm not. And so I don't. And then, so I just don't work with those people who aren't willing to do that. If you're using 1.3 and 1.6, aren't they actually marking it up? No. So like I said before, I'm just taking that base price and then I'm adding 30% to it, which would be 1.3 is adding 30%. I'm trying to sell on Fair, a wholesale website, but they require that your wholesale price is half your retail price. That's annoying. Any suggestions on modifying your calculator for setting prices to sell there? I feel that my retail price has to be too high for the wholesale price to work for my business. I agree. In that case, I probably wouldn't sell on Fair. So what you would do with that calculator is where it says what's your wholesale, you would say 50, and for what's your retail, you would say 100, and it will create that calculation for you. Or you could simply just calculate your retail and see what it's, and then divide that in half and call that your wholesale price and decide if it's worth it to you. And my guess is it probably won't be. I think for handmade sellers, 50% is too much to ask. Do we have this? Yes. Yeah, there's a video in the CBA course of how to walk through that spreadsheet. I make chunky blankets. I put in all my information for a chunky blanket, and it said that my profit will be $418, making $12 an hour. I think that's too much. What do you think? I need some more information for that. I don't think it's saying your profit will be 418. I'm guessing it's saying your price will be 418, which if that's the price, that's the price. That's why I like using a formula, because it takes all of the emotion out of it. It takes the questions out of it. It just tells you this is the price. If you want to have a profitable crochet business, this is the price. And then you ask yourselves the questions. Well, are people going to pay that? Is that what I want to charge? Am I making enough money? Is it possible to sell things at that price? If the answer is no, people aren't going to pay that price, but that's the price I have to charge, then I don't make that product. Then I say, that product I make for gifts, but I can't sell that product for what I need to make in order to have a profitable business. So I take that out of my product line and I think about how can I increase the perceived value so that maybe people will pay that for it. But otherwise, I just pick products that fit the model so that I can be profitable and I can charge what I'm worth, but also a price that doesn't then seem outrageous to the customer. I sent a video to each customer to show progress of each item. That is amazing. I would guess that takes some time, but that is amazing. Is the wholesale price for each individual item? So for the blanket, for example, will it be $271 for each blanket? Yeah. So the product, you're doing the product pricing for each product that you're making. How do we get the calculator? There is, for people on Facebook, up in the description. Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, up in the description. Maybe. I will, after this video is over, I'm going to come over to Facebook and I will give you the link. Otherwise, you can pop over to YouTube and it's right there. Do we add a tax if we sell at a craft fair? So in my state, Colorado, we're not allowed to add tax to the prices. When we calculate the sale, then we add the price, we add the tax, the customer pays the tax, and then we take that tax and pay it to the state. So we can't add the tax to the actual price of the item. It's just against the law here. So in some states you are allowed to do that, and then so you can do that. But again, the customer always has to pay the tax. You're just kind of the middleman. The customer pays the tax and then you pay it to the state. Okay. All right, I am going to let you all go. Again, grab your pricing calculator. It makes life so much easier. It makes decision making so much easier so that you can take your own feelings out of it and you can take what will people pay for this kind of out of it until you get the price and say, I'm going to go look at what the market is kind of bearing right now. And if my price is way over what the price, the average price online people are selling for, then I probably shouldn't make this product. Pricing is why I rarely sell locally. Yeah. A lot of times you can't sell locally because I live in a kind of poor area. I live in a rural area. People don't have money, but I sell online. Locals won't pay me $30 for a hat. Right. They will buy from a store that buys them from China. Yeah. And so that's why selling online has just kind of opened up a whole new world for handmade sellers. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll answer soon. And there's my husband. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.